The chessboard sprawls before us. Its squares stretch across continents and lives. At the center sits the devil, a king robed in shadow. His eyes, burning with cold fire, survey the board. He sees not ivory and ebony, but souls. He plays for dominion over humanity. It is a game of temptation and deceit. He moves fear, doubt, greed with precision, each move designed to ensnare and corrupt. The devil's game is one we must win. Will we succumb or become checkmated in darkness? The devil, the king of shadows, embodies our deepest fears. He is the personification of death, the ultimate end that awaits us all. His presence evokes a chilling reminder of our mortality. But the devil is more than just a grim reaper. He is a master of control, seeking to enslave our wills. His methods are subtle, insidious. He whispers doubts in our ears, magnifying our insecurities. He preys on our vulnerabilities, tempting us with forbidden fruit. He promises power, wealth and pleasure, but his gifts come at a terrible price. Like a puppet master, he manipulates the strings of our desires. He thrives on chaos and discord, sowing seeds of hatred and division. He is the architect of our downfall, the orchestrator of our despair. The devil is not alone in his cosmic game. He has his lieutenants, his dark disciples who carry out his bidding. Like the terrifying Night King from our legends, he commands legions of the damned, souls twisted and broken by his touch. They serve as his eyes and ears, his agents of chaos in the world. But his most effective pawns are often unwitting, ordinary people seduced by his promises. Blinded by greed, consumed by envy, or driven by hate, they become instruments of his will, playing their parts in his grand, terrible design. He understands our weaknesses, our hidden desires, and he exploits them ruthlessly. He plays on our fears, our insecurities, and our aspirations, twisting them to serve his own dark purpose. He offers us false promises of happiness and fulfillment, only to leave us empty and broken when we finally realize the terrible price we have paid. Section 4. A world in check. The devil's influence is all around us. We see it in the wars that rage across the globe, in the acts of cruelty and violence that scar our world. We feel it in the grip of addiction, in the despair of poverty, in the venomous whispers of prejudice and hate. His tendrils reach into every aspect of human existence, seeking to corrupt and destroy. He thrives on our division, our inability to unite against a common enemy. He whispers in the ears of the powerful, tempting them with even greater power, fueling their ambition and greed. He preys on the vulnerable, exploiting their desperation and pushing them towards the brink. His goal is not just individual souls, but the very fabric of humanity. He seeks to unravel the threads of compassion and empathy that bind us together, to leave us isolated and alone, easy prey for his insidious manipulations. Section 5. The stakes of the match. The stakes of this cosmic chess match have never been higher. It is a battle for the soul of humanity, a struggle between light and darkness, hope and despair. If the devil wins, the world will be plunged into an abyss of eternal night. The very essence of what makes us human, our capacity for love, for compassion, for creativity, will be extinguished. But there is hope. For as long as there is even a single flicker of defiance, a single soul unwilling to bow to the devil's will, the game is not over. We must remember that we are not powerless pawns in his game. We have the strength within us to resist his temptations, to break free from his manipulations. Section 6. Checkmate the darkness. We must find the courage to face our own darkness, to acknowledge our weaknesses without succumbing to them. We must cultivate compassion and empathy, recognizing that we are all in this together, bound by our shared humanity. We must stand united against hatred and division, remembering that love is the most powerful weapon we possess. The devil may be a formidable opponent, but he is not invincible. His power lies in our fear, in our willingness to believe his lies. But when we choose faith over fear, hope over despair, and love over hate, we chip away at his dominion. We become beacons of light in the darkness, shining a path for others to follow. The game is far from over, but with each act of courage, each moment of resistance, we move closer to checkmating the darkness. The fate of humanity rests not on some distant battlefield, but in the choices we make every single day. Let us choose wisely. Let us choose bravely. Let us choose love.